together with Earle Sports Bets. Yeah, the twins, they be checking in, stacking up. Green is the scene that you're stepping in. Winning is a trend, and we stay making dollars. Nerd talk with the sports bet scholars. Yeah. R.I.P. to the bookies. R.I.P. to the bookies. R.I.P. to the bookies. R.I.P. to the bookies.
We are live. Welcome back to another edition of the Earle Sports Bet Show. My name is Nicholas. I'm joined here as always by Tim's chair. I'm joking. We'll bring him back in when he sits down. But today we have a big hockey card to go over. We have NBA and we got baseball. We got the Seoul game in Korea between the Dodgers and the Padres as well. So we will be going over that as well because that game is at 6 a.m. tomorrow morning. So by the time the show is over, or by the time the show starts tomorrow, we will know the result of the first baseball game of the season. So that's always fun there. But before we get into today's games, before we get into today's slate, we'll take a look back at what happened yesterday. 1-1 right, 1-1 wrong in the world of sports betting. Kind of a light day yesterday. Lost my only NHL play yesterday. Went with the Flames at minus 130. Just frustrating. Apparently, the Capitals are just going to play themselves into a playoff spot. They just won't they won't go and lay down and die, even though their advanced metrics suck. This is a team we keep looking back at them and keep looking at them like, how the hell is this team still winning games? Because they're not that good of a team. Their advanced numbers are not that very good. Their goaltending is average now, the way that they've been playing this year. I don't know how this team continues to win games, but they do. But so 0-1 there. Luckily, the NBA was nice yesterday. Went 4-2 in the NBA, and finished up. What was it? About 1.4 units yesterday. Celtics first half, Celtics full game, laid the chalk. They blew them out. The Celtics are one. I guess they're just going to be one of those teams that just blows out everybody they play. They're just one of those type of teams that, especially the bad teams, lay the points with them. They're going to win by 20 plus in those. The Knicks went outright in Golden State, plus 5.5, plus 185 were winners there. But then ended the night off with a loss, a bad loss by Atlanta, plus 9, plus 310, does not get the job done. It is what it is, though. Overall, we finish up 0.1 units yesterday because hockey was down 1.3 units. So still profitable day, but we'll get into today's card. We have a much bigger card for today as well. Yo, what's up, bros? Caps was easy money. That game was so frustrating last night. Excited for today's NHL and grateful for the insight yelping. Appreciate it. What's good, Markel? Caps are such a weird team. They really are. But we will get it started here with a little something different. Because we have baseball to talk about here, as we have the Dodgers and the Padres. We have the Dodgers minus 200 neutral site favorites. This game is being played in Korea for this game. So let's quickly grab the live odds the odds for this game. As this game will be taking place at 6:05 tomorrow morning. So this is a early morning game, which is why we're doing it now, because if we would do it tomorrow, the game would have already happened. So let's get into the odds for baseball here. Let's see. Scroll down. There it is. We have Tyler Glasnow and Yu Darvish. This line opened up with the Dodgers as minus 198 favorites. It's up to a 205. Line opened up at an 8.5 at minus 120. It is an 8.5 at minus 125. So we have a move towards the over. We have a move towards the Dodgers. Now I expect basically every game the line to move towards the Dodgers because they're going to be such a public team that everybody's just going to bet them. So I do expect the Dodgers to be one of those teams where the line always moves towards them. would it be on the 20th here? Yep, here we go. And 75% of the tickets and 97% of the cash is on the Dodger run line. No surprise there. 3,400 tickets in, 86% of the tickets, 96% of the cash on the over in this one as well. I kind of like this over a little bit here at the 8.5 number. The bullpen for the Dodgers does worry me a little bit as like potentially the weakness of this team. And overall, like how long do we expect these starters to go? I'm thinking 5 innings max, and then we get some bullpens. And I could even make an argument for Dodgers or for Padres plus 1.5 at even money, because this was a team that lost so many one-run games last year. I expect that to change this year. I expect the Padres to be better in one-run games this year. I'm gonna be on the Padres. I already knew that heading into this. I just got to dive deeper a little bit, whether or not it's going to be first 5 or full game. Maybe it's team total over. Maybe it's Padres team total over, full game over here. Glass now can be one of the better pitchers in baseball. He's also a glass cannon who can very well be injured by May. So overall, for me in this game, I haven't bet anything yet in it, but I'm looking Padres. I'm looking over the total here in this one. Any thoughts on the first MLB game of the year?
I think I'm going to kind of look towards the over. I want to look more into. I'll dive deep more into what is the conditions of the stadium? Like, what stadium is it?
I have to dive deeper into it as well. Yeah.
Well, I don't know whether or not it's like the Mexico game where the altitude is super high or whatever it may be. So I'm probably gonna be on the over. And the over is probably going to be the play in most Dodger games because I don't think their pitching is good. Their offense, all-star. Fantastic offense. They're going to score runs. Will they be able to slow down the opposite team against the Padres team that's got a pretty solid lineup themselves? I don't know if they will. I think I would go over 8.5 in this game. I could easily see this one finishing like 7-5 or something like that. So, and I'm excited because I get to listen to this one at work. I'm going to throw it on the speaker and just have a baseball game to listen to at 6 a.m. in the morning. Woo!
Yeah, by the way, Tim, I just looked at it. The weather conditions for this game, game is being played at Go Check Skydome.
It's inside.
It's inside.
Okay, that's fine. Mm-hmm. I still like the over. I think that both these two teams are going to be heavy over teams this year. So, and Yu Darvish is very hit or miss. I believe last year he was a heavy home pitcher, but he was really rough on the road. So I think he may be a little bit rough tomorrow too. So I'm going to go over, maybe even look towards a Dodger team total over as well. But I like runs in tomorrow's game. First baseball game of the day of the year in another country. They're not going to have it be a 1-0 game. So give me the over.
Fair enough.
Next week
is opening day.
Yes, next week is opening day. It'd be the 28th is opening day, which is a Thursday. That's cool. And the first game other than the two Dodger games, Milwaukee Brewers heading to the New York Mets. What up, everyone? What up, Big Show? And Thursday, March 28th is opening day. Yes,
but this is the sole games. These are the sole games.
Correct. Now we get to go into a NHL card, which I think for today, what I'm going to try to do is do a bunch of player props in this one instead of actually going after sides.
Interesting. All right. Well, we'll start off with the game I have action in. We have the Columbus Blue Jackets and the Detroit Red Wings in this game. We have the Red Wings around 170 favorites with a total of 6.5 in this game. Looking at the line history in this one, we had this line opened up at a minus 185. It's down to a 170. So we've had to move towards Columbus here on DK. And this line opened up at a 6.5 at minus 120. It's now a 6.5 minus 122. Cash flow in this game. Let's get off of baseball. Let's go to hockey. All markets. There we go. Let's take a look here. We have for this one Not much to work with. 17% of the tickets are on the Blue Jackets, 1,580 tickets in, and that's it. And the line's moving towards them with only 17 tickets on them. 17% of the tickets on them, my bad. Let's take there's one thing I wanted to take a look at with this game here. Because I believe this is the first game back after a long road trip for the Red Wings, ? No, they played at home. Nope, never mind. They
just played Buffalo at home.
Yep, nope. I forgot the Buffalo Arizona games. Yeah, okay. So they're back at home after the 6-3 loss against Pittsburgh. This is their third game in 4 days as well. And maybe a little bit of a look-ahead spot for the Red Wings, which you shouldn't be having look-ahead spots right now, though. They're playing a team that's chasing them in the wild card or competing with them in the wild card next game. They get the Islanders next game. And on the flip side here, Columbus has been a team I've been backing a little bit. They're coming in off of that bad 6-1 loss against the Winnipeg Jets in their last game. This is the first of a 5-game road trip, and this is, let's just say, if you want to win one of your next 3 games, Columbus, this is probably the place to do it, because then they go to Ball Arena, and then they go to the Fortress to play the Avalanche and the Golden Knights. So, yeah. This is probably the spot. If Columbus is going to win a game, it has to be this one, and I think they do. When I saw this number at -170, it absolutely shocked me. Detroit shouldn't be laying this type of number to anybody right now. I took Columbus at +147, and this is I took a day off of it. I should have just stayed on the Dead Wing fade after that loss against the after they beat the Sabres. I took a day off because I couldn't fade both the Penguins and the Red Wings in that game, and I didn't want to bet on either team. And the Red Wings lost again. So let's get back on this Red Wings fade trade, the Dead Wings here. So we'll fade them again. Blue Jackets here, I got them at +147.
Good luck. That's why I was going to go look at player props. I'm not sure if I'm going to get to anything from this game, although I know there's a couple of guys that are on Detroit that have been consistent. But I'm not really sure if any of them I want to go after. Lucas Raymond has been doing well. He's gotten goals. He's gotten 5 goals in his last 4 games. I think Lucas Raymond point prop, because what I might do is I might do a round robin with a bunch of point props kind of deal. I know that's a little bit degenerate. I don't really care. I think I might try to run with that. So maybe looking at Lucas Raymond point prop could be interesting. But for right now, what is this point prop? Let me clear my thing. Hold on. Because I was starting to put in some college basketball bets, which look, Nick, we like one game from the NIT, which I may add a couple more that we like that I like.
Yeah, we've already bet the Friars. Yeah. I almost did a free pick video on that one last night, and I don't know why I didn't.
Point props for Lucas Raymond. Lucas Raymond to get a point at -115. I kind of like that. So I'm gonna start that with point props today. Lucas Raymond to score a point.
Fair. Head back to the chat. Aside liking the Vegas Golden Knights, yes. The Wild, I did not bet that game in the Rangers. I'm kind of leaning the other way. We'll get into that in a little bit. No Larkin, no Red Wings money line. Absolutely. Well, to the next game here. Don't know how much time I want to spend on this one because it's not a game I was particularly interested in. I wanted to back the Bruins in this game. However, not at this number. Line opened up at a minus 230 in this game, and now we're looking around -220. So we've had to move towards Ottawa. Line opened up at a 6.5 -105. It's a 6 at -118 now. Taking a look at the cash flow in this game. We have this game, 82% of tickets, 87% of the cash on the Bruins. The lines move towards the Senators. So kind of an interesting dynamic there. 67% of the tickets are on the over. We have no cash flow in this game. This series, 3 straight wins by the Bruins. 8 of the last 10 have gone to under the total. But we have all of a sudden this Ottawa Senators team playing well until they played the Hurricanes last game and lost 7-2. but this is their third game in 4 days. A little bit of a tricky spot for them there. On the flip side, we have the Bruins coming in rested. They haven't played since the 16th when they won 6-5 against the Philadelphia Flyers. I wanted the Bruins here. They've won 4 of their last 5 games. The only one they lost was that 5-1 loss against the Blues. The only problem is the price in this game for the Bruins is a little past what I would like to pay, and the -1 line is a little out of my reach here for this game, which is going to end up keeping me off of it. I would like to fade. I would like to fade the Sens. Now that they are starting to play a little bit better, but they're still not a team that I have any faith in. They're towards the bottom of the league for a reason. And unfortunately, though, for this game, we're looking at Bruins either minus probably 160 on the -1 line or plus 115 on the puck line. So I'm going to stay off the spot here. I don't like puck lines. I try to stay off puck lines, and that's the way that's kept me a little bit better this year, is staying away from laying the one in a hook. But yeah, it's a pass for me in this game.
I'm trying to figure out something because that's first one. Anytime. It won't let me round robin point props or goal scorer props on MGM. That's
probably DraftKings or Bet365 is probably better for that.
What did I do it on last time? Maybe I did on Caesars. I don't remember. I was kind of looking towards Marchand point prop, because although it was -190, he's gotten points in 4 out of his last 5 games. But I was only going to use him if I was able to round robin it, and it doesn't look like I'm going to be able to do that on MGM. So we'll see how this goes now. Kind of throws everything all into a bunch because I wanted to be able to do it this way, but it is what it is. Maybe Marchand assist could be an interesting spot because he hasn't been scoring goals. He's been getting points and they've been assists. So maybe a Marchand assist could be an interesting idea. But I will say Marchand assist is -110. So I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to take an assist prop for Brad Marchand today.
There you go. Back to the chat.
Yes. Supness. Bruins -1.5. Bruins goalie advantage. Well, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
The puck line for the Bruins is plus 115.
Yeah. I don't like puck lines, though. That's just me, though. I've had bad track history with laying puck lines.
That's fair. Any games today matter or don't matter for the NHL postseason? A lot of them do.
Columbus, Detroit does for the Red Wings.
You could technically say Pittsburgh and New Jersey. But
Pittsburgh, New Jersey, but they're way out. Carolina, New York, Colorado, St. Louis, San Jose, Nashville.
Toronto, Philadelphia,
Buffalo, Vancouver, Tampa Bay, Vegas. Tampa Bay, Vegas is huge today because both those teams are, I believe, in the last wildcard spot or the first wildcard spot for Tampa Bay.
Ducks in Minnesota fighting for that number one overall pick.
No, Minnesota's still alive for the wildcard spot.
Bruins and Reg -140. I would have to go puck line or nothing.
Yeah.
Bruins money line parlay.
Yeah, if you like doing that type of stuff, yeah.
Let's hop to this one, Nick.
Pass. Fuck this game. Okay, I'm joking, but I'll let you know now. I have literally no interest in this game whatsoever. This line opened up at a 148, or it's opened up my bet plus 124 for the Penguins. It's down to a 114 for the Penguins. We've got a line move towards the Penguins in this game here, which I kind of agree with. And the line opened up at 6.5 -105. It's still there. I'm not gonna, yeah. And then we have 83% of the tickets, 91% of the cash on the Devils. The line moving towards the Penguins. It's Penguins or nothing, but you know my rule now. For the rest of the season, I will not put a single one of my hard-earned dollars on the Pittsburgh Penguins. It will not happen. It's not going to happen. And I'm not laying a number with the Devils. Absolutely not. Especially their first game back after a West Coast road trip. Yeah, you think I'm laying that type of number when they're getting back from a 4-game trip, 3rd game in 4 days. They played the Rangers, the Stars, the Coyotes, and the Golden Knights. Yeah, no, I'll pass. This is a terrible travel spot for the Devils. This is Penguins or nothing, but I don't put my hard-earned money on the Penguins this year anymore, so pass.
That's fair. Yeah, no, this is a 1-800-GAMBLER game for me. So yeah, I'm not really interested in going after anything involved in this one. Well, I would like to see both teams lose. And we just haven't been able to get these teams right. So no, I'm not going to go after anything in terms of sides, player props. I want to dig a little bit deeper into. He hasn't really been doing anything. Hughes really hasn't really been doing all that much, although he's gotten a point in 7 out of his last 10 games. Nico Hischier, maybe Hischier props. He's gotten a point in 8 out of his last 10 games. Obviously, they got shut out by Arizona, so nobody got a point there. They got shut out by Florida on March 5th, so nobody got a point there. But if they're scoring, he's involved in it. So maybe a look towards that, but not really going after much in that one.
Yeah, no, and it's Penguins or nothing, but yeah. Back to the chat here, where we have It would be funny if the if the Penguins won. I think they do win this game, but I will not be getting involved with it. We'll head to the next one here: the Toronto Maple Leafs and the Philadelphia Flyers. We have the Maple Leafs around 140 road favorites, total of 6.5 in this game. Let's take a look at the line history in this spot here, where where the Maple Leafs open up as 135 favorites on DK. It is still a 135. Line open up at a 6.5 at even money. It's a 6.5 at plus 102. So we've had a 2-cent line movement towards the under, and we've had no line movement on the side for this game here. Let's take a look here. We have 90% of the tickets are on the Leafs, 2,100 tickets in, but that's all we got information for that. My projection for this game, where is it? There we go. I have the Leafs priced around 135 in this game, 130, 135 in this game. So I think this line's kind of priced correctly. I lean under this game if I had to bet it. I will be paying attention to this game, though, because looking at the standings a little bit for my playoff future, I think the team the Islanders are chasing are not the Capitals, it's the Flyers. And I get it, the Flyers are, I think, a point ahead of the Capitals right now. But I think there's the better chance that the Flyers miss the playoffs than the Capitals do now. So for me, this is a stay-off spot. I'll be rooting for Toronto and Reg, but it's a pass.
Fair enough. I think Toronto has been playing quite well as of late. Although they are coming off a 5-4 loss against Carolina in a shootout that was probably one of the biggest choke jobs I've seen in a long time. I think at one point they had like a 99.5% chance at winning that game, and they completely collapsed. Other than that, the team's been playing good. I look towards them to get the job done against Philadelphia, which I could see struggling down the stretch. I'm sorry, I'm pulling up the standings to see exactly where everybody is at. Toronto still 9 points behind Florida. I don't see them necessarily passing Florida. And they're 7 points ahead of Tampa, so I don't really see them dropping out of the other 3 spot. Philadelphia is currently 1 point ahead of Washington for that 3rd spot in the Metro, and they're 3 points ahead of the Islanders for the Metro spot. Could we see them possibly fall out? Maybe. But I would look towards Toronto in this game if I'm going after anything. In terms of player props, surprisingly, the one that's gotten the most points this year on Nick, do you know who the leading point scorer is for the Toronto Maple Leafs this year?
William Nylander?
Yes. Which I was very surprised to see that. But
Matthews doesn't assist; he just scores the goals.
True.
He doesn't know what passing the puck is.
No, he just likes the G's.
Yeah.
There hasn't really been any consistent players for the Toronto Maple Leafs in terms of goal scoring or just getting on the scoreboard in general. I think if there's one guy for Philly that's been seen a lot, I would look towards Tippett to get a point. He's gotten a point in 3 straight games, and he even got 3 last game, 3 assists. But he's
and I think if you're looking for someone down the lineup, Forster is a decent one to look at as well.
Yeah. Let me just find Flyers, player props, points. Tippett point minus 120. I'm gonna go ahead and grab that. Tippett to score a point at minus 120. Oh, I can round robin them. Oh, freaking sweet! I just need at least 3 to clicked in. Okay.
All right. Cool.
We're good. Sorry, now I'm excited about that. And I'm gonna switch the I know it's gonna be more juice, but I'm gonna switch the Marchand assist for just a point because it's gonna be in a round robin.
There you go. Yes, sir. What's good, Justin? What's good, Nicholas? Andy? Stack spot is Virginia under 120. I am on the Cavaliers in that game. I know Tim's on the Rams in that game.
Yep.
I got 3.5 on BetMGM yesterday with Virginia, and I got plus 125. So I like where I'm at with that game. Leafs team total over 3.5. I can see that. OT. I know. I think this is a game where the Maple Leafs win by a puck line, and the Leafs puck line. Yeah, exactly. We'll get into this one here, and this one may not be very popular.
Real quick, you mentioned Forrester for Philly.
Mm-hmm.
Plus 120 for a point for Forrester.
There you go.
Not good.
Yeah. We'll get into the next matchup here. This one's caught my attention a little bit here. We have the Winnipeg Jets and the New York Rangers. We have the Rangers open up at minus 125, but it's stayed put, not a single cent of line movement. Line opened up at a 5.5 minus 120. It's down to a 5.5 minus 112. We have 96% of the tickets are on the Rangers, and the line is not moved. And we have that's all the information we have for this one here. My projections here show that we might see some regression from the Rangers a little bit. Now, they've been okay as of late, but offensively, their numbers have kind of slowed down. Even though they won 5-2 against the Islanders that last game, they only put up 2.07 expected goals. It was not a good game from Sorokin in that one there when you need it the most from him. And when I had projected this game, I actually have the Jets as a slight favorite, which sounds crazy, especially with the way the Rangers are playing right now. The Rangers are coming in off of back-to-back wins covering puck lines. And they had won, 5 of their last 6 games? The only loss was against Tampa Bay. But the markets are kind of telling me the Jets are a live look. My projections like the Jets here in this game. And I think I'm going to move on Winnipeg in this spot, which I know it's very, very difficult to bet against the New York Rangers right now. 24-8 at Madison Square Garden this year. But the Jets have been a decent road team, 20-10-3. So this is a game where maybe a draw in this game as well. I could see this game going to overtime. These two teams last played on October 30th, and it went to overtime. It was a 3-2 Rangers win in overtime there. The Jets coming in off of back-to-back really nice wins, but granted, it was against Anaheim, Columbus. But the Jets are starting to play a little bit better as of late. And I'm going to shop around here, and I'm going to find a Winnipeg Jets money line. It's not going to be a very popular pick. I'm well aware of that, but hey, sometimes the unpopular picks get paid too. I'm seeing ESPN Bet has plus 105. I'm seeing Bet365 has plus 105. I'm seeing a bunch of different ones have plus 105. So it's going to be plus 105 for the Winnipeg Jets in this game for me.
All right, so I figured out I could round robin them. I just can't have multiple players from the same game. Same game in general. Because I tried to do a Jet and a Ranger, and it wouldn't let me do it. So the player that I will be doing from this game, and it is a little bit juicy at minus 145, is a New York Ranger, and his name is Chris Kreider. He's gone.
You're going to go Vinny.
Well, I was looking through stats. Chris Kreider is second in points on the Rangers this year, and he has gotten a point in 6 out of his last 8 games. Or 6 out of 8 or 6 out of 7 actually. Where he didn't get a point against the Islanders, 3 against Pittsburgh, 1 against Tampa, 1 against Carolina, 1 against New York, 1 against St. Louis, 1 against Florida, nothing against Toronto, 2 against Columbus. He's been one of the more consistent pieces. I wanted to do Panarin, although Panarin hasn't. He's been getting multiple point games. But I wanted to do single points, and I'm not adding a minus 220 and 250. Vincent Trocheck was another guy I was looking at for the Rangers. He's gotten a point in 7 out of his last 10 games, but he was minus 150. So I went with Kreider at minus 145 to add to the round robin for it. So that, and when I'm doing the round robin, I'm going to end up doing like all the way through. So it'll be, if it's like 9 legs or something, it'll be through 9s. So I wanted to have a little bit of fun with hockey today. I wasn't really interested in a lot of the sides, so I'm going to go player props today and see how I do.
Yep. Back to the chat here. I want to take the Jets. I got the Jets at plus 105. You can get them on a bunch of different books. I bet on ESPN Bet plus 105. The Rangers are scaring me off them though. My gut tells me Jets, but I didn't bet. Fair. If the Jets don't take penalties, they can win for sure. They absolutely could. We'll move on to the next matchup here. The Carolina Hurricanes are on the Long Island to take on the Islanders. Minus 160 road favorites for these Carolina Hurricanes. Total of 6 in this game. Line opened up at 124 for the Islanders, plus 124 for the Islanders. It's actually up to a plus 136 now. So we've had a move towards Carolina. Line opened up at a 6 at minus 110. It's a 6 at minus 108. So we've had a slight move down. So a slight move towards the under and a slight move towards the Hurricanes here. We have nothing for the cash flow in this game, but we have 50% of the tickets and 95% of the cash on the over in this spot here. And when I ran my numbers for this game, I have Pyotr Kochekov and Ilya Sorokin, and I have actually these goaltenders very similar this year. And when you actually look at the advanced numbers for the Islanders as of late, they have been elite defensively. Like, this is a team where the only game they've given up more than 3 expected goals in the last 9 was the game against Buffalo, which was the scheduled loss. Other than that, like, every other game has been 3 expected goals or lower for them against. So defensively, this team has been playing much better as of late. This is a different team under Patrick Waugh. Yes, I'm aware they've lost 3 in a row, and that's because their offense hasn't done anything now. Or my bad, they've lost 4 in a row. And all 4 of those games, they've produced less than 2 expected goals for. So all of a sudden, the offense is falling apart, but the defense is there still. So I lean under the total in this game at a 6. It would be actually, I think the 6 number is correct. But I took a small shot with the Islanders here at plus 137. Plus 136, I think it was actually, in this game. My numbers had this game closer towards plus 110 for the Islanders. So I saw a little bit of value here with New York. So I'm taking a shot here with New York in this spot against the Hurricanes. Islanders money line plus 136.
I'm not really touching any sides today. And I wanted to – there's player props. I wanted to try to get to an Islander for a player prop for you. None of them have been consistent. Nobody's been scoring. So I didn't want to go and take a shot at somebody just to try to do it. I'm going to end up going with a Hurricane. I'm sorry. And I'm taking Seth Jarvis to score a point minus 120. He has scored a point in 4 out of his last 5 games. The only game he didn't score in was when they got shut out by the Rangers. 2 against Calgary, 1 against Florida, 1 against Toronto, 1 against Ottawa. I'll be taking Jarvis. I'm adding him to the list of player props that I'll be betting tonight.
Yep. Also, the draw could be interesting in this game as well. We've had 3 of the last 4 games go to overtime between these two teams, and the last 5 games have been separated by 1 goal. So these are 2 teams, when they do play against each other, are super, super close games. I think there's only been 2 games where a puck line was covered. And that was game 3 and game 4 of the first round last year. 5-1 victory in New York for the Islanders, a 5-2 victory for the Hurricanes in New York as well. That's the only times that puck lines were covered. So puck line, no laying anything in this game.
Okay.
By the way, a little update here from the Winnipeg Jets. They announced that Rick Bowness will not be behind the bench tonight. He's having a minor medical procedure. So the associate coach, Scott Arnell, will be the interim coach until Rick Bowness returns. So no Rick Bowness, the head coach of the Winnipeg Jets tonight. Something to keep an eye on as well.
Sounds good.
Let's see here. Also love Colorado State -2 when I bet it yesterday. -2, just take the money line at like -120, -125. That's just the way I think, though. Canes puck line, no. Nobody's covering puck lines in this matchup between these two teams. Nobody's covering puck lines. Yo. Yes, we were on the Flames. Thanks for the reminder. Burns over 2.5 shots plus 131. Are you kidding me right now? He shoots it every time he touches it. Fair. Canes team total over 3.5. I think the Islanders play a good defensive game. Canes and Reg, my second favorite play today. Nope. Islanders money line. I've got the Sabre hat, the Sabre jacket, the Sabre jersey, Sabre shirt. All I need is the Rally Monkey. Oh, boy.
Hey, hold on. Is that the first time we're seeing Real Deal today?
Yeah.
I didn't get to mention the game. How about them Sabres? 6-2 win last night. I will say I brought my computer up into my bed with me last night to watch the game. It was 3-1. I fell asleep, woke up, and I saw 5-2. I'm like, wow, what's going on? And then 2 seconds later, I see Skinner finish his hat trick. So that was fun to watch. But for Real Deal, and for all the Sabres fans out there. Sorry, go ahead. I saw Real Deal. He reminded me. My bad.
Yeah. Sabres.
Yeah.
Had Sabres -4.5. Unbelievable. Gensel plus 140 and Aho. Yeah. Skinner.
I was looking Gensel, but I ended up going Jarvis.
We'll move on here. This is an interesting matchup here. The Avalanche -220 road favorites in St. Louis here. Total of 6.5 in this spot. My first initial reaction was I got to bet the Blues. Looking at this game, I haven't pulled the trigger on it yet. This line opened up at 185. It's now up to a 218. So we've had a move towards Colorado in this game. The line opened up at a 6.5 at even money. It's still a 6.5 at even money here. This one. Let's take a look at the cash flow where we have 92% of the tickets and 98% of the cash is on the Avalanche, which explains the line movement towards them. And then that's all we got. That's all we've got for this game here. My projection for this one is Colorado is a favorite, obviously, but I have them at around a -150 favorite here on the road. I'm going to move on the Blues in this game. And it's pretty simple. Say it with me. Blues as a
dog at home.
Home underdog. Yeah, they've been, I think, the best team as a home underdog this year. Now, another thing, if you're looking for total in this game, I can only look under the total. The Blues are at the 6.5 number under in 10 straight games at 6.5. They're 0-7-3 over under their last 10 games. And this Blues team at home has just been so good. They are on a 4-game winning streak now. This is a team that's all of a sudden played themselves into contention again. A team that I thought was completely dead. I'm sitting with plus 170 for the Blues to make the playoffs, and I love seeing the way them play the way they have. They've already passed the Wild, and they trailed the Vegas Golden Knights by 4 points, or the LA Kings by 4 points. So, granted, both the Kings and the Knights have 1 game in hand on the Blues, but they're not dead yet, the Blues. And I'm going to move on the Blues here in this spot. I think that there's value here at this plus 180 price tag here. So let me just find the best number available to me, and then I will be moving on that.
I want to grab that, but I'm not going to. I almost decided to add Nathan McKinnon over 1.5 points onto my thing. He's gone over 2. He's gotten 2 or more points in 8 out of his last 10 games. At what point do we mention Nathan McKinnon for MVP? Or is he the front runner right now?
He should be the front runner right now.
116 points, 74 assists, 42 goals.
Yep, he's pretty good.
I was going to go after some player props for what do you call it? The Avalanche, but I don't know if I necessarily can because they're just way too expensive. Let's go look at the blue side because I think there's one player that I know I go to a bunch. Has he been consistent lately? He's gotten it in 3 straight games.
Kyrou.
Will you be my neighbor?
Oh, Jake Neighbors. Okay.
I want to. I'm not going to take it if it's a crazy number. Plus 140. I want to see because when it comes to the round robin, I don't need plus money. I just want to get people who are going to score. So this may end up being a game that I stay off of. Yeah, not a lot of consistent. What's Kyrie been doing? Kyrie's got 2 points against Minnesota. Other than that, he hasn't gotten a point in 5 out of 6 games. So not really something I'm interested in there. I think I'm going to stay off of this game. Nothing really, anything from him? No, nothing really going on in this game for me, Nick.
Yep. Also, draw in this game. I think the draw is worth a look in this game as well.
Okay.
Avs minus 1.5. No, I see this game potentially going to overtime. Avs team total over. Now I can see 4-4 heading to overtime. Yeah, Avs are hot. So are the Blues. Blues are a trap today. I mean, plus 180. I thought about it too. Running over 80% win rate in the last hockey. There you go. But yeah, no.
Here
at plus 180, I think it's worth it.
Hold on. There's one other thing I kind of want to look towards. I'm trying to find his shots on goal. I'll take Nathan McKinnon over.
Okay.
Because he's gotten 6, 3, 5, 6, 8, 6, 4, 4, 6 in his last 9 games.
Nice.
So I'll take his over 4.5 shots on goal.
We'll move into the next one though. I have moved on this game. I have. And it's a total. It's on the side. Line opened up at a 375 for the Nashville Predators. It's up to a minus 410 now. Jeez. 410 in this game. Total opened up at a 6 at even money. It's a 6 at minus 110. So we've had a move towards the over. We've had a move towards the Nashville Predators in this game here. And then looking at the numbers here, yeah, nothing for markets in this game. Nashville Predators have won 9 straight meetings between these two teams. They're minus 400, so I'm assuming it'll be 10 straight after tonight. But here's the thing: I'm never going to sit here and tell you there's value on a minus 400. I have this game projected for the Preds to be around minus 260. So I do have them projected as pretty decent sized favorites. But I also have this game projected around 6.87 goals. I played the over 6 in this game. And maybe if you want to play the Sharks in this game, maybe the team total for San Jose is worth a look. Now, you'll probably, I wouldn't be surprised if you could find a 1.5 for their team total, the San Jose Sharks, in this game. Being this big of dogs in this spot, it could be an interesting look. I lean towards the Sharks team total over, which is plus 140. I'm seeing plus 145 for the 2.5. But I'm just going to play the over 6 in this game. I'm not going to try to get creative with Sharks bets or anything like that, because I think this line's about, not about right, but I think this line should be around the 260 range, 275 range. So not a game I would like to go after from a side perspective. Just give me the over 6.
I want to go after Roman Josi. But I'm trying to think whether or not I can get his point prop at minus 155, or I do an assist at minus 105. He's gotten a point in 8 out of his last 10 games. That's what I kind of want to look for, is players that have been consistent, and he has been consistent. I was looking towards Philip Forsberg, but the only thing they're offering is over 1.5 points, which I'm not gonna grab big plus money for the round robin. Because at the end of the day, I just want the round robin to win. I don't need to go crazy. So, for right now, for me, I'm gonna go and grab Josi point prop to add to the round robin. If I was straight betting it, it would probably be an assist at minus 105. But we'll do this right now.
Fair enough. Let's head back to the chat here. Morning, gentlemen. Morning. No value here. No, not on the side. No. Capitals and Sabres money line. There you go. Running back Predators puck line. Same game parlay. Predators over and Forsberg and Nyquist. There you go. Points. Yeah, points. We'll keep on moving on here. I don't have too much time left, and we have 5 more games here. There are 2 -400 favorites that I have absolutely no interest in betting. So I'm going to make those 2 games pretty short and sweet. I'm not touching this game here between Montreal and Edmonton. Obviously, it's Montreal or nothing at this number, but I do not trust Montreal. And then we'll get this one out of the way as well. Kings are -410, total 5.5. Taking a look at this cash flow, I think the only thing I can really look at is the total in this game between LA and Chicago, where I have it projected at 5.5. So I think this line's correct. And once again, I'm not going to be betting a -400 favorite. So I just want to get through those. So now we can.
I'll just have one play for the Edmonton game. Connor McDavid over 1.5 points, -145 added to the round robin.
Fair enough. So we'll head into this game here. We have just a bunch of big favorites here. Vancouver Canucks -205, total of 6 of this game. This line opened up with the Sabres as 164 dogs and still 164. So it opened up 198 for the Canucks. It's still at that number. Line opened up at a 6.5 at -105. It is down to a 6 at -115. So we've had a move towards the under. We've had no move on the side here in this one. For the Canucks here, we have scroll down, please, or just completely go past it. There we go. 89% of the tickets are on the Canucks, but very limited sample size. 60% of the tickets are on the over there. And I don't think I fully capped this one yet because the who do you call it, played last night? Yeah, the Sabres played last night. I don't have this game fully capped, but looking at my numbers for this one, I have Devin Levi projected for this game. So I'll let Tim, you quickly go over your thoughts on this game when I punch in the numbers from last night so I can complete my projections for this game.
Maybe an over. By the way, I realized that round robins only go to 8 legs. So I did take out the Marchand and I did take out McDavid because I want to add I'm going to be on Tage Thompson to get a point, -120. He's been slowly starting to get his stuff back together. He's been scoring. He scored the first goal last game against the Seattle Kraken. Thompson has now gotten a point in 4 out of the last 5 games. He did not score anything against the Islanders, which was interesting, which makes sense because there was a boost on him to score against the Islanders. But he has been scoring as of late, so that's good to see. So I'll be on Tage Thompson's point props. I wouldn't talk anybody off of Jeff Skinner either, who's had 5 points in the last 4 games. 1 against Detroit, 1 against the Islanders, none against the second game against Detroit, but 3 again last night. Although after a hat-trick game, maybe he comes back even more motivated because all of a sudden the Sabres now are 4 points back. They're 4 points back of the Capitals now for that wild card spot. And with their win last night, I believe they started the day at 4.5%? Now they're back up to 7.2% to make the playoffs, which is tied with the New Jersey Devils. So win here, and they can possibly jump them and Pittsburgh for probability. I think if they win tonight, obviously it would take who else?
Wings.
Tonight and
no, Capitals. No, the Capitals aren't losing tonight because they're not playing.
Capitals aren't losing. If the Islanders lose to Carolina, maybe we go
basically. Okay.
We get above 10% maybe. And Toronto beats Philly.
Toronto beats Philly, yeah.
But Columbus beating Detroit would put us over 10% if we won against Vancouver. Am I relying on it? No. I'll just be on Tage Thompson's point prop today.
Fair. Blues money line the under. I like the Blues there and the under. Yeah, it's worth a look. Montembeau has been playing really well lately. I think he can keep him in the game against Edmonton. Victor Wembanyama, over 2.5 rebounds in the first quarter. Interesting. Over, if anything. Kings puck line in the over for the -400 games, yeah. Hawks money line. Kings are suck and look ahead team. Okay. Blue and gold parlay is the Blues, Preds, and the Sabres. Damn, I locked in Buffalo, Vancouver over 6.5 yesterday. Sabres on a back-to-back versus a waiting Vancouver squad, and they say the Sabres don't have a chance here. I have this game priced around -195, -200 there. So Devin Levi, Sabres steal one here. I'm shocked. Real Deal Prime is telling us the Sabres are going to win. Next thing we know, Nasty Nate's going to tell us Boston Smash, and Terry's going to tell us Wild money line. Canucks money line in the parlay. I can see that. Skinner, Levi letting in an average of 3.3 goals a game. Canucks get 5. Yeah. Stock on the rise. Sabres hockey. Sabres are getting ready to do exactly what they did last year. Have a nice late season surge to finish a point out of the playoffs. All right, heading into the second to last game here. I'm going to move kind of quickly through these next two games because I'm slowly running out of time here, as we have the Minnesota Wild and the Anaheim Ducks, a game I really don't have too much of an interest in anyway. We have a -225 road favorite and an Anaheim team I don't trust right now at all. Taking a look at the cash flow here in the spot, or the line history, opened up at a 218, stayed there. Opened up at a 6.5 and even money. It's stayed there. It did get down to a 6 at one point, but 67% of the tickets are on the Wild money line. No interest in that there. And I have this game projected, I believe, with the Wild being around -200 favorites in this game. This Ducks team has been pretty bad. It's their first game back after a road trip, so it'd be Wild or nothing for me. But at this number, I can't get involved with Minnesota.
Yeah, I'm not doing it. By the way, we do see that Anaheim Ducks are officially eliminated from playoff contention. I don't know when that happened, but they are the third team to be eliminated from playoffs. No, this one's another stay away for a spot for me. I'm not laying a puck line on the Wild on the road, and I'm not touching the Ducks. Go ahead.
Yep.
And no player props.
Yep. Mrazek in net for the Hawks versus Cam Talbot. There you go. But I do like the Sabres. They have been hot. There you go. Sabres first line all scored in 10 minutes. Ducks and Flyers are the only home teams I'm looking at. Fair. Levi will be the starting goaltending when the Sabres win the Stanley Cup. Maybe an NHL 2K or not an NHL video game. Wild puck line. We don't back the Sabres as a favorite, just as underdogs. Correct.
They are dogs.
Wild puck line. Yeah. Yep. Last game of the day. I do have action in this one here, and I'll quickly go over it here. I'm on the Golden Knights at -135 in this game. Let's get into it here. We have this line opened up with the Vegas Golden Knights as -1. Click, please. Click. -136 favorites. It's down to 135. So we've had a 1 cent line movement towards Tampa. Line opened up at a 6 at even money. It's a 6 at -103. And then we have the Golden Knights getting 50% of the tickets, 94% of the cash on the Lightning, 2,500 tickets in. Really nothing going there for that game, though. For me, I had this game priced around 155, 160. We have the Lightning hitting the road after a couple of very satisfying wins. They beat the Rangers 6-3. They beat the Flyers 7-0, and then they beat they were in Sunrise, and they beat the Panthers in Florida 5-3. This has been a team that's also been playing over the total as of late. 5 straight overs for the Tampa Bay Lightning. So if you're looking for a total in this game, maybe that's worth a look. Vasilevsky's not been very good a little bit. He had that really good game. Actually, he's been decent the last couple of games because they put up 50 shots on goal against him last game for Florida. If Tampa does that, what they did last game against this Vegas team, they're going to get smoked. And I think that's very well a possibility here in this game. I am on the Vegas Golden Knights at -135.
I took one player prop in this one, and yes, it's a little bit juicy, but I did take Victor Hedman to score a point, -165. So kind of a quick recap of all the round robin that I did. Lucas Raymond point. Sorry, these are all point props besides one shot on goal. Lucas Raymond, Chris Kreider, Owen Tippett, Seth Jarvis, McKinnon shots on goal over 4.5. Roman Josi, Tage Thompson, and Victor Hedman. I believe if I run the table on him, it's like 4,500 or something like that. So taking a shot with some player props tonight. I'm excited for it. That's all I got for that.
But yeah, that's the full hockey slate for me. I'm gonna peace out because I got to be class in 5 minutes.
Sounds good. Yeah, I just went through the round robin, and I'll post something on Twitter about it probably. Voigt is liking the Lightning. Lightning wrecking good teams lately. Surely they can whoop up on the fake good Vegas Golden Knights team. I think the Vegas Golden Knights are still good, but I don't know. We got a small NBA slate, and I will say it is kind of gross. And we'll start off with this game. I feel, you know what? Because you look at it, it's a 7.5, 7.5, 9.5, 9.5, and a 12.5 point favorite. I'm not going to go deeply into the 4 of the games because they're kind of gross. I'll talk about this one. I'll talk about the Nuggets game for a minute. All the other ones are straight passes. I want nothing to do with them. So I'm not gonna waste you guys' time talking about games that I'm not gonna bet. I'm going to be on this one, and that's the Houston Rockets and the Washington Wizards. The Rockets are 9.5 point favorites. 228 is the total. I'm going to be on Washington. I think it's way too wide. It's not a bet on Washington. It's a fade of Houston on the road, who is 9-24 on the road, 14-19 against the spread, but that doesn't matter when they have to cover a spread here. So they have to win the game in general. They've won 9 road games this year. Even if they win, I don't see them winning by double digits. My one NBA play of the day is the Washington Wizards, plus the 9.5. So that's that for that. Never betting the Magic at I'm not betting anybody at 12.5. Vasi finally back, going to tail some of those. Let's get it. Wizards first half full game. Yes, I like the Wizards in this one. And a quick discussion on this one. Minnesota's on a second leg of the back-to-back. I will mention that. It would be a lean towards the Nuggets, but I'm not. But for some reason, the T-Wolves have the Nuggets number, so I'm not going to touch this one. It's just going to be difficult because they just played in Utah. They finished off a 6-game road trip, and now they're at home against a very difficult Denver team, especially after Denver lost their last name. Could be a bounce-back spot for them there. Very tricky spot for Minnesota. It would be a lean towards Denver, but I'm not laying 7.5 points on the road. So that one is a pass, but I figure I mentioned that one for sure. Dodgers -1.5. I'll be on the over. I'm going to be on the over 8.5 runs in that Dodger game. That will probably be up on the site. But that is all the games for today. Once again, not betting it. I'm not going to dive deeply into those games. They're gross games that I want nothing to really do with. So not going to waste you guys' times by saying pass on 3 games. So that is all the games for today. Make sure you guys, if you're new to the channel, like, comment, subscribe, share, do all the good stuff. Appreciate all the support. Check out all the links in the description below. YouTube, Twitter, TikTok, and Instagram. All of those are linked down below. Those are the logos. If you guys are interested in becoming a member of the YouTube channel, $5.99 a month, 16 cents a day. That's where you can find all of that. Recapping, I like the over in the Dodger Padre game. And then for hockey, all point props: Raymond, Kreider, Tippett, Jarvis, Josi, Thompson, and Hedman with over 4.5 shots with Nathan McKinnon. And then NBA, I'm just on the Washington Wizards today. Pass on the Nuggets game today. They let me down on Sunday. They did. Let's get it, Joe. Colorado and Colorado State. Yes, I like both of those. But that is going to do it for this edition of the Earle Sports Bet Show. We'll be back tomorrow with another one. Peace out, guys.